Hello designers, in today's video I will take you through the whole process on how to develop this beautiful textile on autumn season theme. Within the next few minutes you will learn everything about it, including how to add this font, then how to make it look 3D and add multiple layers of 3D depth. Then we will make the text multicolored on top. Finally we will add background and learn how to make the maple leaves borders. And this video is the third and the final video on the autumn theme. Now welcome to the channel and let's begin. So first of all, let's write the word autumn and choose the font called Franklin Gothic Demi Condensed. Now let's make it bigger to 300 pixels or points and center align with the text. Keeping in mind the final result we want, I'll go to the properties, come down here to tracking and increase the distance between the letters to 65 points. Now let's add color to this text. Let's set the fill to none here on the left hand side and then go to the appearance panel on the right side and add a new fill. To this fill we will give this yellowish color. Now let's add one more fill below it and we will give it the dark brown color as we will use this layer to make the 3D shadow projections. For that, let's go down here in the add effects and come here to transform. Now to make it look that the text is going inwards as in the final result, we will change the scale on both the horizontal and the vertical and make it 99.9% and then add 0.2 pixels on the y-axis and finally come down here and add 50 copies to it and press OK. As you may notice, the text now looks as if it's projecting outwards and is going inwards at the back. Let's continue and add one more fill below it. To this, let's apply a linear gradient. Press letter G on the keyboard and click once on the text and it will apply the linear gradient by default. Now I'll go here on the right hand side and open the gradient panel to edit it. In here, let's select the left color slider and use the eyedropper tool and give it this yellowish shade and then choose the second color slider and give it this darker brown shade. Then let's go here and change its angle to -90 degrees. But now it's not visible to us as it is at the bottom of the text layers. So to make it visible, select this gradient layer and then go to effects, then path and then offset path and add 15 pixels to it and then turn the joins round. Now we also need to align it properly at the back. For that, let's add a transform. Go here in effects, then distort and transform, and then to transform. Here, I tried and tested menu values and to adjust properly, I found it's best to scale to 96% on the horizontal and to 97% on the vertical. Now go down here in the move and add 4 pixels on the vertical scale and press OK. As you can see, it looks pushed further back. Now coming back, what I want to do is I want to give it a stroke to this text. So let's add a stroke from here at the bottom. First of all, I'll place it above the gradient color and give it this yellow color. I will increase the stroke width to 2 points and now I will add exactly the same offset path value and the transform value to this stroke as well so that it will match exactly with the gradient fill shade. For that, I'll open the gradient color layer below, select both the offset and the transform and hold Alt on the keyboard and drag it just on the stroke and it will apply the copy of these both to the stroke. Let go and it's done. Now I will again select this gradient fill color layer and duplicate it. For that, select this gradient layer and drag it down here on this plus button here. This will add the exact same copy. Now I'll select this copy here that is at the bottom and add one more transform to it along with the existing transform to make the 3D effect behind it. So let's go again here and add a new transform. The moment I add a new transform, it will tell me that this will add a new instance of transform to it. Press apply new effect because that is what we want. I want to keep the old transform and also add a new one to it. Now to this new transform, scale it to 99.8% on both the horizontal and the vertical scale and add 0.7 pixels on the vertical and add 30 copies to it. There you go. Now we have aligned it properly. Moving on, let's add one more fill at the bottom here and give it this yellow color. Now first of all, I will add the offset path to it and set it to 16 pixels. At the moment, it's not aligned properly. Now to align it properly, I'll add a transform to it and scale it to 90% on the horizontal and 91.5% on the vertical, and then add 25 pixels value to y-axis here to move it downwards. With that, we have achieved a highlight at the bottom of the text, which looks more like a nice stroke added at the back. Now we have to add the multicolored layer at the top and then give it a fine stroke. Let's do that. For that, what I will do is I will select this current text, which has all the effects that we have just applied to it, and copy it and then paste it on the front. I will then go here in the appearance panel and I'll remove all the color layers except the one that is on the top. So in this way, I have placed the same text layer at the top without disturbing the one that we have created below it. And I will select this text and copy this text and paste it one more time on the front. So we have 2 text layers. In total, these are 3. So now I'll go here in the layers panel and I will rename the text layer at the bottom as autumn bottom and the one we have here in the middle as the autumn top. And then select the layer that is on the top and rename it top stroke. Yes, we'll create the stroke from it later on. Now I will hide and lock the autumn bottom and the top stroke layer so that I don't move or edit them accidentally. Now let's work on the text. First, I will expand this text so that it becomes an object. Let's go up here in the objects and then press expand appearance. Now go back again in the objects and press expand again. This has now turned the text into an object that we can edit normally. Now come here where you see the erase tool and then press on the small arrow below here and choose the knife tool. We will use this to create multiple layers of colors to this text. I'll speed up the video a little here. With this tool selected, I will slice the text into 6 different layers by cutting it evenly as much as possible one by one. One must make sure to move the mouse or the cursors as smoothly as possible to avoid edgy or sharp pointy cuts. As you can see, we now have multiple layered pieces of the text that are selected. I'll press V to get the selection tool. At the moment, everything is grouped. Press right click and then press ungroup. I will now carefully hover the mouse at the top and select the top piece of each letter that we have created by cutting with the knife tool as the top layer. Now let's group it together by pressing Ctrl G and then use the eyedropper tool to color it as you may see and repeat the process for each layer that has been created and then group it together and color it as you may see in the speeded up part of the tutorial. Alright, with the last one done, we have our multicolor layer ready. Now I'll unhide and unlock the top stroke layer and add a stroke to it in the appearance panel and add 1.5 point stroke and turn it to this yellow color. And then I'll remove the fill by deleting it. So we have added the stroke to the multicolored layer on the top. Let's find our autumn bottom layer and unhide and unlock it as well. This will give us this nice look of the text effect that we have created so far, but I want to add one more effect. For that, let's go here in the layers panel and select the bottom layer and then go in the appearance panel and select the second dark brown color here and then go down here in the FX and then to stylize and then to outer glow. I think I'm okay with the default value of it and I'll just press OK and done. Now we have a sort of a shadow effect added to it. Okay, it's time now to move on to adding the background and the maple leaves background. To add the background, select the rectangle tool or press M on the keyboard. Now click anywhere on the artboard and this will give us the pop-up menu. Fill in the 1920 by 1080 pixel values and press OK. Center align this rectangle. Now select the gradient tool and click on the rectangle. Now go up here and choose the radial gradient. On the right hand side, open the gradient edit tab and select the color slider and apply the steel gray colors to it. Lighter one on the middle and the darker one on the outside. Adjust the gradient here as per liking to get this look that I have. Now press Ctrl 2 to lock the background and then select all the text layers and make it bigger so that it covers a lot of space on the artboard and looks nice and great. Now we have to add the maple leaves. But before that, I'll make one final tweak to the text here because if you look at the yellow highlight at the back, we can notice it is still a little misaligned. To fix that, select the bottom text and then bottom yellow color layer and adjust its transform on the horizontal scale to 90.3% and it's done. Now to add the border of the maple leaves, I will need an image of the maple leaf first that anyone can go search for image on the website like spexels.com or pixabay.com, which provide royalty-free images, and just type the word maple leaf there and download 2 or 3 images of your liking. Then import these images here in the Illustrator using drag and drop. I will use the pen tool to trace each of the leaf, which takes some time. I have speeded up this video by nearly 14 times. So yes, it does take around 40-50 minutes to do all this that you're watching in the speeded up part of the video. So let's trace the leaf and then use radial gradient or multi-gradient tool to add color shades to it. And then again use the pen tool to create the veins of the leaves by adding strokes and coloring theme. Group everything together and it's done. Repeat the process to trace the other leaf as well. Now place these leaves at the edge of the top of the artboard, make it bigger or smaller as per need and just copy and paste them along the edge and move them around or rotate them slightly to create a bit of a variation. I have made around 12-15 copies or maybe a bit more of it. Now group all these leaves together and then copy and paste it, flip it and then move it to the top of the artboard. Finally create a new rectangle of the size of the artboard 1920 by 1080 pixels and place it and center align it on the top of the artboard. Now select these 3 things, the 2 groups of leaves at the top and the bottom bottom and this rectangle, and then press right click and then make clipping mask. And there it is. The background work is also complete. I'll just give a few final tweaks and it's done. With this, the tutorial is complete. I hope you enjoyed it, and please hit the subscribe and notification button, and also try the new skills yourself as well. Thank you, and I'll be back very soon with another tutorial. Till then, goodbye.